Okay, hello and welcome back to Martian-Bean-Counter. Today we're going to do a Creative Commons review. We're going to look at Wiki Commons. If anybody's looking for any kind of images or vectors that they might need to put into their artwork. I've not been to this website before, although it's probably one of the most popular ones for looking up images in general that would have a Creative Commons attribute to it. So we're just going to look randomly through different things to see what's on here. We'll start with science because science always has some interesting images in it. Obviously, depends on really what you want to put together, whether you want to put stuff together for your website or print on demand. There's bound to be something in here, either a photo or a diagram or I don't know, something interesting. I mean, looks like the flat Earth stuff. Got all sorts in there. What else have we got? Let's have a look around. Climate change denial. I don't know what images you could have in there, given that's complete nonsense. It really comes to kind of like a crypto science type of thing, which might not actually be a bad category to go through and have a look and see what's actually there. Ley lines, maybe. Parapsychology. There should be ghosts and stuff. If anybody's ever seen Ghostbusters, you know that was what they had the degrees in, was parapsychology and psychology. No. Maybe I'm using this website wrong. Maybe you've got to be very specific in what you want to look for. There's supposed to be millions and millions of different images that are buried in here, but maybe it's the category. But I mean, astrology, that should be a plethora of interesting things. Let's go into Zodiac. I feel there's not that much here actually. There's some interesting images, but not a massive amount of interesting images, I would say. It's a bit frustrating, isn't it? I think it's from a creative point of view, when you kind of hit a kind of wall of lack of creativity, come to a place like this would put you in the right direction, or at least give you some inspiration as to what to find. But this doesn't feel like there's anything here. Maybe you just need like a spot photo or stock image to throw onto something, but not as the main feature of it. I mean, it'd be easier just to put it together yourself by the looks of it. So, I mean, these are 4 zodiac signs, which to the modern audience barely represents the zodiac image that you would normally use in any way. Okay, what else have we got? The content list looks very small. See, lots and lots and lots of different things on this one. So hopefully there's a bit more buried in this one, in here somewhere. Let's have a look. Okay. Diagrams. Some maps there you could probably use. Diagrams would be interesting, but I'd imagine a lot of this stuff, perfectly honest, unless it's represented as a sort of classic kind of Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, something that kind of would stand out. Whether that'd be of any use for anything creative. I mean, if you're going to put it onto a t-shirt, would it really kind of just make people go, wow, this is amazing? I mean, this Penrose diagram with this, actually that probably would look pretty good on a t-shirt to a certain extent, but I could put that together myself. I wouldn't need to risk Creative Commons on that. I'm going to do a separate video on what Creative Commons are. I just thought I'd start off with basically just looking at the most common websites that kind of use this stuff to give out images and photos and pictures and diagrams and artwork and everything that you could use to stick into your work. Now there should just be paintings after paintings after paintings in here, and when you drop down, you're seeing is, well, old logos of companies. Not a great deal here. I've got to admit, I'm quite disappointed. This is probably going to be one of the most boring videos ever made. of somebody looking through something and not really getting much out of it. Okay, but we'll persevere. We'll carry on. We'll see what else is in here. Maybe old pictures of American flags, and it's just bringing up the actual PDFs of the original works that would have inspired the song, maybe. It's very disappointing. You can find this if you want to know where to find this website. It's just simply a case of tapping in Wiki Commons and it will bring you here. It's a lot like Google. When you put in Google Scholar, it will just take you to the other version of their website. This is a part of the Wikipedia subcategory, so it'll have everything you need in here. Wikipedia's been an incredible resource for most people, even though anybody who's done any kind of schoolwork will be told that don't go anywhere near it because you can't trust what's in there. But every now and then they do a fundraising thing. It's probably one of those things where I've never actually given money to them, but I probably should do. And one day I will feel very guilty when they're forced to shut down because we've got no money. So you've got these images. I love the colours and the palette on this, but the instrument means nothing to me. So I don't think I could put it into anything unless if there's something similar to it, if there's links to something similar, maybe it's just where I'm looking. Maybe I should generally be going for like interesting artists, maybe, rather than trying to look for kind of obsolete stuff. Maybe this is my fault. I think I'm going to end up having to do a second video on this website where I'm looking for really interesting old paintings that I could put on there. But to be perfectly honest, there are other websites that I will show you in future videos where you can get beautiful paintings as part of the Creative Commons attribute, where you can put these into prints and basically give them back to the general public, so you don't have to lose them. Stuff that would not go on museum walls but would be in the background or in private collections where you wouldn't have access to them. That's generally where I like to find stuff and pull them up. See, election posters. You would think this would just be dripping with posters. It would just be a huge category of election stuff. I mean, yes, there's lots there, but I'm not seeing like a million American election posters here, which, let's be honest, if you're going to go for election posters, they're all going to be, the bulk of them either going to be Indian or American, since these are the two largest democracies in the world at the moment. But let's try to compare two, just to see. Well, it looks like there's one for Joe Biden, so that'll be this year, and we have, this is a very old one, 1864, I would say, and this is an image from a more recent time. I shouldn't really argue, I mean, given that all this stuff would be free, but it would, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking for something that's just not there and is never going to be there. Let's try find something else, some bit older maybe. Okay. We really want something, I don't know, ancient Greek, ancient Roman, forest mythology. Why isn't there much in mythology anyway? Wow, there's not even like a Norwegian religious tree where most of this comes from. And no, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Please put it in the comments below to tell me off for not remembering it, given that it was part of the biggest franchise of films going in the past 20 years. These things, that's nice Japanese illustrations that could be used, I think. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There are images buried in Creative Commons libraries where you can pull them out and you can bring new life into them by making them quite famous again. But I think you really need to know what you're looking for. But if you, if you've got some sort of creative block coming in here and then just randomly looking around, don't know if you're going to benefit from it that much. Oh dear. Okay. Some interesting stuff there. Interesting, but not relevant to anything that I'm looking for. But then I'm not actually looking for anything specific. I'm literally just wandering around a website. If this was monetized, I'm sure the owner would be very happy with me just wandering around clicking things randomly. One of the benefits of stuff that's given over for free. Okay, I must say, before you do start looking at Creative Commons, check the licensing against the image. There are a lot of companies out there that are quite litigious. Litigious will sue you if you start putting on images they've laid claims to. And a lot of them are actually finding images the way we're doing and making them commercialized from their end, so that you can't use them without being sued. If you've ever looked on YouTube, if you ever produce anything for YouTube, you know that a lot of time people get striked by people who don't actually own the works but are claiming to own the works. So make sure you've got all that covered in place first. You own, or at least you have the rights and the permission and the legal rights to actually publish the work. If you're just going to take the whole thing and throw it on there. But of course, Creative Commons doesn't actually apply if you're just taking an aspect of something as an inspiration. I don't mean just like cut something up and put it on there, because that's quite sacrilegious. You should do this a lot with books. They would cut the illustrations out of books and throw them on there. Now it's getting a bit more interesting for me. Simple images that you can use in artwork or as inspiration for artwork, and this actually describes a hieroglyph. It shows you what to do with it, but you can probably get that from anywhere. A little bit more interesting work there. Wikipedia's always been quite frustrating though. When you go in there, there's so much in there. It's probably just generally what it is. It's you've got an idea of what you want, but it doesn't matter how you put it in there. Somebody else will have put sufficient words on there in such a way that... Okay, I think we'll just call it a day now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.